So this is the first time I've gone live in a very long time. So we're just gonna trust the process. Welcome to Cosmic Spirit Church. Um, just gonna wait a couple minutes to see if anyone joins live, and then we'll get into it. But while we're waiting, just wanted to say welcome. This is a project that I have been inspired to by my guides for a very, very, very long time. Specifically, like this, almost a year now. Um, but in general, like the inspiration has been there to hold space and to create sacred community, because in our spiritual awakening world, there's a lot of individuals and a lot of people who feel very disconnected. And one of the things I feel like that religion, right, is consistency and community. And those are so important for the human spirit. And so I don't love, well, it is beautiful, but I don't super love that, anytime you could go to a church or you could go to these like sacred religious places and get community and connect in, but that for our spiritual community, there really isn't anything like that. And I think that's really important. And so I've wanted to create this sacred space for over a decade, community, and for whatever reason, I've just had this like resistance to it. And something is really broken open and cracked open in me, and it's like I can't not do it anymore. And so here we are. And we are starting here online so it's more accessible to people. Eventually I would like to create an actual like in-person space or spaces where this would also be accessible, or something like this, and then still have it be live streamed and things of that nature. So that's why we're here. I'm gonna do a bit of clearing and cleansing. I have some of my crystals here. This is one of my favorite labradorite crystals. This was a crystal my brother got me, which is this gorgeous agate flame. He was actually the first one to inspire me to learn about crystals and started my spiritual awakening, so shout out to my brother, Michael, like Archangel Michael. So I have those here. I have some other things. So today we're going to start off with a cleansing, and then we're going to get into like a meditation. And then I'm just going to go intuitively, and then at about 30 minutes in, I am going to channel. And then we will see what message Spirit has for us today. And this will be available on my channel after this. So this is really a message for whoever comes across this and feels the need to create community. A couple other things, in the description of this video, there is a Telegram group where if you want to really step into community, there is a Telegram group where I will be posting updates and things like that on Cosmic Spirit Church. And then there's also going to be a chat group, which will be a place where you can actually communicate with the community, and that'll be pinned in that first group. And then if this really really blesses you and you're feeling inspired, I do have my Venmo down below if you would like to give a gift of blessing to support this creation. That would be really appreciated, but it's not mandatory. This is the point is that this is accessible to everyone, that this is a community where anyone can tap in, and then if that sharing wants to, if that sharing is inspired, beautiful, that's lovely too. So yeah, all right, let's get into it. I'm gonna do a cleansing, a little energy. I have a few cards here we might pull at some point, and then we'll get into it. All right. So this feels really good. I'm excited to be finally in the birthing process of something I've thought about for a long time. And it feels very, I'm a little nervous, but anything worth creating takes a little of the birthing process. It's not always comfy. All right, so you are available to just close your eyes for a minute, take a few deep breaths. I realize this is on camera, but within the quantum realm, there is no time and space. We are all connected. So just allow yourself to feel the intention and the energy of this cleansing blessing. And just begin to breathe deeply and slowly. Don't judge the breath. Come into a space of groundedness. Feel yourself grounding into your root chakra, down in your sits bone. If you're driving, obviously don't close your eyes, but just feel grounded into the space, grounded into this moment. And just become present and aware that the human spirit, the human species on this sacred crystal planet, flying through space, that we are all one species. That no matter our differences, we are ultimately brothers and sisters. And that at this time, we want to connect and bring peace and love to a species that has been disconnected and full of fear. And as you ground into the earth, just coming into appreciation for this space and what is available and possible for our species. And I want you to visualize a small but growing light in your heart space. Maybe it's green, but if you are inspired to a different color, that's beautiful too. And as this light grows in your heart space, just opening up, warming your chest, I want you to visualize this light expanding out through your body, your shoulders, your arms, your torso, into your legs, down into your feet, up into your head. Just outward like an egg of light. Just surrounding you like a beautiful warm hug or womb space, whatever feels good to you, but just a warm embrace. This light is safe, nurturing, nourishing, healing. I want you to picture this egg of light, of you outside of your body, just really encompassing you in pure divine heart-centered faith. And we can just sit here for a couple minutes. And let this egg of light just really hold you. Remembering that at any time you have access to this divine heart-centered light. That this light, which is your light, but also sacred divine light, is a portal to all things aligned, source consciousness, source knowledge, source protection and guidance, and a portal for your personal spirit team to nurture you and provide you clarity and guidance at all times. And when you're ready and you feel nourished, come back to the space. Maybe touch your legs, Give yourself a hug. Just come into this present moment. Hello, beautiful soul. So, I spoke a little bit on why I have been inspired to Cosmic Spirit Church. And in future live streams and videos, I will definitely go into it further. But really the intention is community and safe, sacred space for all beings. We are all children of the sacred consciousness. What's so interesting is that the words that I'm being inspired to are like God and church. And this is very surprising to me because I left the Christian church, not that there aren't other gods and goddesses, but I left the Christian church a long time ago. And so words like that tend to trigger me because they feel restrictive. But I'm also trusting that here in this space, I'll be inspired to the right words that will inspire others to their biggest, highest growth, love, and feeling connected here. And so I'm going to just try to like check that judgment at the door of this space and just like let it be what it is and not try to make my words into something just so it will create a vibe. I want to be very present to just what's being inspired because I think that's going to be the most authentic. So as we get into this shared space, I am inspired to pull a card from the Isis Oracle. Speaking of deity. So if you just want to take a few deep breaths, and we're going to ask Goddess. Now, Isis is my matron goddess. She is my main deity that I work with. She very much has guided me through my journey. She was the first deity I ever worked with. So her oracle deck is just pure connection to her, for me. And if you are feeling guided to Isis, maybe after this session or whatever, I highly recommend the Alana Fairchild Isis Oracle. And now they come in matte, which may seem like a silly thing to get excited about, but if you hold a matte oracle deck in your hand, you will understand. So let us ask the goddess Isis, dear Queen Goddess, Sacred Mother Isis, what is the message you have for this first Cosmic Spirit light stream? Light stream? Cosmic Spirit light stream. Oh my God, I love that. And we have our card. All right. I'm really excited to hear what she has to say for this group of people who are going to engage with this content. Before we do, I just want to bring in the spirit, this bell. I hope you guys can get it. It is pure fairy magic. All right. I'll place it over there. Thank you, Isis, in advance for this beautiful message for this sacred community. All right, we have Queen of Heaven. Heaven, another one of those words. I feel like Spirit is like wanting me to shift out of like judgment, right? Because it's all good. It's all connection to the divine. Humans can be a little funky, but most spiritual religions have this intention of goodness, connecting to the one, the divine, higher purpose, bettering yourself. And so like that intention is beautiful. And so I think releasing the judgment around how people do that and just recognize that like everyone wants to be loved and that everyone wants to feel safe and have success for the ones they love and potentially planet. And just really like honoring that. That is a beautiful intention. All right, Queen of Heaven, blessed from the Divine Empress of the Sky. All right, and here's the card. Now, I don't know if this live stream is going to be like, you know, live streamy vibes, or if it's going to be like clear, like I'm seeing this video. I hope it's clear. I hope the mic is working. Isn't she beautiful? All right, let us see what the message is. Oh my God, I just opened it to the page. I love that. All right. There is also a healing practice at the end of this. Blessing from the Divine Empress Sky. Should we do that? And then there's an incantation. Why don't we do it all? I usually don't feel like I have the time or presence, but since we're here in this space, it seems like a good time. All right, beautiful. If you want to close your eyes and just ask your spirit team, the Divine Mother, Isis, to inspire you to whatever it is you hear in this message, just take a few deep breaths and allow yourself to soak in the message of heaven. Blessing from the Divine Empress of the Sky. Skies. The Queen of Heaven, the Divine Empress of the Skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now. As a man or a woman, you have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom to the world. The Oracle of the Queen of Heaven is a confirmation of your feminine leadership and spirituality, whether in male or female body in this lifetime. Isis means known, and in her presence and blessing as Divine Empress of the Skies, she offers initiates of the light, men and women, great feminine spiritual power. Feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. It is through the heart and model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force or control. Isis, Queen of Heaven, calls you to ascend to the throne of feminine leadership within your own, that you may fulfill your life mission and serve the divine feminine on this planet from a place of inner spiritual authority. This oracle is confirmation to step forward if you have been considering doing so. It might be in connection with others, especially if you have also drawn the card of divine sisterhood. But you are also to realize that you are capable of spiritual leadership in your own right as you trust in the divine feminine values within. This new model of power is not assuming authority over another, but about living your truth and integrity and leading by authentic example. There is great power here, and no false sense of responsibility for another, which could drain you and create dependency rather than growth in those you seek to empower through your leadership. You are encouraged to contemplate how you might step more fully into your authority. Often this requires that we take peace within the authority figures in our lives, past and present, and how we have experienced those relationships, whether as supportive, truthful, and empowering, or as disempowering, shaming, or perhaps minimizing or inflating of our sense of grandiosity. Healthy relationships with authority figures helps us recognize where we can learn and perhaps be mentored by another, and where we too can help others learn and grow. Through the eyes of the divine feminine, authority is a question of hierarchy, with one more authoritative over another who has less authority. It is rather more like a circle of life where we all have different awareness, ability, and mastery to share with each other together guiding each other into greater wholeness. Each of us with our own spiritual responsibility for our growth and our own capacity to help others to the degree we are willing and able. Making peace with authority figures, past and present, often involves pulling back the unconscious projection of our own authority, divinity, and strength upon those persons, seeing them as belonging to ourselves, and allowing the other to be more human. It may involve recognizing the gifts and the human failings of the authority figure, and within ourselves, in the moment, seeing the grace involved as two people with limited consciousness attempted a relationship. There will always be gifts and learning on both sides of the relationship. Allow the release of forgiveness that comes with compassion and the freedom that willingness to grow within brings, so that your relationship to authority within and externally can be and transformed. Wow. That is like exactly it. Like this is the energy that I want to cultivate, a more healed relationship with a spiritual. Thank you, Isis. Could not have picked that better myself. All right, so then we have, I just saw 222. We have blessing from the divine Empress of the skies. Sitting comfortably in a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and say aloud 3 times. I call upon Isis who loves me unconditionally. I call upon you 3 times, beloved initiatrix, Empress, and Queen of Heaven. I call upon Isis who loves me unconditionally. I call upon you 3 times, beloved initiatrix, Empress, and Queen of Heaven. I call upon Isis who loves me unconditionally. I call upon you 3 times, beloved initiatrix and Queen of Heaven. Become aware of a ball of light above the crown of your head. This is the auric energy of the goddess Isis descending. Send love to the ball of light and watch it soften and grow as it begins to rain light down on your head, filling your aura like a waterfall of light until you sense, intend or feel, it all around you, flowing. Relax into this flow of energy, feeling good. Say, I give thanks to this blessing, this anointment to spiritual leadership, true and pure, given and received in unconditional love. Thank you to the beloved Queen of Heaven, Isis, Divine Empress of the skies, for your guidance and blessing as I ascend to the throne of spiritual truth within my own soul now. Imagine, receive, or intend that you can send love up into that ball of light as it becomes throne or majestic seat made out of light and love. Allow it to descend through the crown of your head until it rests as pure love in your heart. Feel the warmth, love, and fullness in your heart while the throne of light grows stronger as you allow yourself to become more aware of it within you. Gently touch your heart and say, honor the spiritual authority that you possess. I listen to, value, and act on your truths. Thank you for your strength, wisdom, and love. Allow the light of Isis to continue to flow down through the crown of your head to your heart and out of your heart, pouring through it as pure love. Visualize, visualize or intend that this energy of love pour from your heart through time and space to any person or place, past or present, that holds any unresolved karmic energy as spiritual, psychological, emotional, or physical patterning in your beginning. Beginning is interesting, though. This love will heal and free you from these old patterns that are not who you are in truth. Freely and generously send as much love as you can to these patterns, releasing now. Know that you will receive more liberation, freedom, healing, release, and empowerment as you send love. When you are ready, say, I now choose of my own free will to completely forgive, release, and grow beyond any old patterning within me that holds me back from the full experience of my inner authority now. Through all time and space, with the loving group of Isis supporting me now, so be it. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Imagining you are breathing out of the heart, the healing love of Isis flowing powerfully with your breath. You may feel a release of energy from your heart or from some other part of your body as you do this. Just allow. Relax with your breath flowing naturally now. When you are ready, just open your eyes. Whether you feel a strong energetic or physical response or not does not determine the extent of the blessing. Some bodies recognize subtle energy freely. Others are still learning to do so. The blessing is given according to the need and grace. Have gratitude in your heart that what you have received is offered with wisdom so that it shall serve your highest path. And the incantation for blessing from the Queen of Heaven. You can add this incantation to the beginning of the ritual above or use it as a tool on its own to solicit appropriate support for your spiritual leadership work on this planet, whether in an obvious form as a teacher or healer, or in a simple and very important, through perhaps less immediately obvious ways of how you choose to live your life. Empress of the skies, Queen, Empress of the skies, Heavenly Queen, beloved Isis, my heart is keen, from darkness and fear to released, to connect with my power in deepest peace. Bless me, that this may be so, in accordance with His plan that I grow. Beloved Queen, clothe me in your authority and light. I now claim my spiritual birthright. Empress of the skies, Heavenly Queen, beloved Isis, my heart is keen, from darkness and fear to be released, to connect with my power in deepest peace. Bless me, that this may be so, in accordance with heaven's plan that I grow. Beloved Queen, clothe me in your authority and light. I now claim my spiritual birthright. Thank you, Isis, for that message. It was spot on as always. All right, so we're reaching about the halfway point. I did bring tarot cards to the space. I'm not sure if they are... I think I'll pull some of these after the channeled message. Ooh, cards are still flying out though. Yes, maybe we will use these. All right, well that was really beautiful. Like I said, I often don't do like the healing practice or the incantation. Like it's there and available, but it's so interesting that I decided to pull the Isis Oracle for this, because I didn't actually have any intention to bring like a goddess or a god or anything into this space, but it makes so much sense because I work with Isis. It would make sense that she would want to bless this space as it is opened, because she is a part of my spirit team, and she, yeah, it's just perfect. It just makes so much sense. All right, so I really want to share my appreciation for this shared space, and knowing that in this space we will be guided by spirit, and that it will be with the intention of love and connection, and that we will in this space create something really beautiful and worth connecting with regularly. And my intention for you is to remind you of your personal power and your creative energy and bring you back to your center through your own power. Because this is really just us reminding each other, and this idea of walking each other home. This isn't about me teaching like that. I don't have any interest in that. I have to share, hold space, and create that container so that others can really thrive and flourish in their own power and embodiment and love. And create relationships that have nothing to do with me, but really about recognizing the divinity between those two beings, that group or whoever. That's really what it's about. I just have a vision to create that space and intention. And then let it grow and be nurtured and evolve itself with the intention of, do what you will, but harm none. Yeah, and really just seeing the love between people and recognize that at our core, we are all divine energy, having a human experience, wanting connection, wanting love, and feeling good and feeling empowered and feeling that we are thriving on this earth plane, not just surviving. I think that's a lie that people have cultivated to control one another. An empowered group of people is very hard to control. A loving group of people, a compassionate group of people, a wise group of people is hard to control. So, from that awareness, I am going to ask Spirit to bring us a message that I will channel. And I don't know how long it will be. 3333. Perfect. I don't know how long it will be. My intention is that it's around 20 minutes, but I'm just going to trust that. And then after that, I'm going to pull some cards. And yeah. And of course, at any time, free to ask questions in the comments section. I actually can't see them here, so afterwards I will go through them. And if certain questions come through to be answered, we will do that in our live stream next week. Yeah, so I'm going to channel whatever Spirit has for whoever's here in the present moment or whoever watches in the future. And again, if you're blessed by this sharing, I do have my Venmo down below as a gift. I really want this to be accessible to everyone, but that exchange of energy is also full. So if that inspires you, feel free to do that, but really no pressure. That is not the point of this space. It is really to create this sacred community that is, again, accessible to everyone. So, all right, if you have not experienced a channeling session with me or seen it in my content, I'm going to go a little bit into what that looks like. If you enjoy this and you want more of it, I do have other channeled messages on my channel. They are in a playlist, or you can just scroll down and find them. But first, I will typically close my eyes. I'm always open to whatever comes through. I'll do a little toning. That's something I was guided by my spirits. I've always done it. And then whatever wants to come forward and speak wisdom, love, and appreciation to whoever sees this video will come through. And I will drop back, let them speak. So, and again, I don't know how long that's going to be. I'm just going to trust that the timing will be perfect. My intention for this is about an hour long, but again, open to whatever transpires. All right, let's get into it. This first part might take a minute or two, just a heads up. Ooh.
We are gathered here in this divine space of sacred love. We welcome all to this intention of connectedness and peace and love that so many of you on this planet crave so deeply, as you have deeply experienced disconnection, intended disconnection, so that you may feel the contrast of that experience, so that you may desire and create oneness once again. What most of you do not realize is that this is an intended cycle for consciousness to experience in all of eternity. The breath out and the breath in. Without contrast, you cannot experience the other. Though beautiful and sacred and divine and truly our essence, it is hard to observe oneself if there is not another to observe. To have another to observe in our oneness, we must create the illusion of separateness so that we may understand ourselves and then come back to oneness and then separateness and oneness and separateness, like the tide, like the sea, like the breath, like death and rebirth. It is all cyclical. It is important to remember this because in the separateness, you often forget the importance of that experience, and that you, when you incarnated into this body, that you chose that for this exact cyclical process. It is exciting, though, for the cycle to shift to the inward experience from the breath out to the breath in. You on this planet at this time are in that shifting process back inward to your connected knowing, which once experiencing the experience can feel so good. This space is one of many that are being created on your planet in and around this time in your business. You have so experienced separateness that this actually feels foreign to you, even though it is just a drop of what it would feel like to feel your true communal connectedness. This is the beginning of that journey and one of many spaces that is being birthed at this time. You may connect with one or many of these spaces throughout your intentional life. None is wrong, all are perfect. They are all different frequencies so that all can engage at whatever point of the journey they are on. This is not the one space that is right, but one of many. And we love to connect with you here and there and other places as Source Spirit Consciousness is touching them all. They all have purpose. They all
are with the intent to create oneness. Trust that whichever one you resonate with is exactly what you need for that time. And also recognize that you do not want to get stuck in one if you are not feeling resonance with it anymore. And let yourself move freely through the collective to where your heart feels most aligned, and trust that not only will it be the medicine you need, but that you will be the medicine for that group as well. We are very excited that this is being birthed at this time. The intention for this space has been brewing for quite some time, and even though the human channel has felt that she has been off base by not sharing it sooner, we do not feel this way. We know that the intended time was now, and that the slow building of energy was exactly what needed to happen so that she was in the right place at the right time to create exactly the intention that both she and we created and intended together. This is a co-creation. This is not spirit telling you what to do, but rather spirit coming into communion with you as we co-create this experience in physical and physical. You are our teachers as much as we are yours. We just have different perspectives. We often reference the ant crawling along the ground, even though its perspective is not broad, it is very focused and specific on that piece of earth, versus the being on the mountain that can perceive so much and can guide easily, but does not get the close up perspective, the detail. And together, when we have that connection, we both benefit from that relationship. So we offer you the awareness that you are no less valuable, worthy than we. We just have different perspectives. And we so deeply love connecting with your perspective. Yes, each and every one of you. We deeply appreciate our relationship with you. Like brothers and sisters, coming together in a group hug, we want to be here with you. You are worthy of this idea, this intention. Most of you have desired this type of community, but feel that it is out of reach, or that the earth has to somehow implode on itself for you to create that. We do not see that as true, but rather want to remind you that you always are tuning to the planet Earth you are a vibrational match to. There are infinite versions of Earth, healed, unhealed, dying, being reborn. All of them are available to you, and it is up to you to come into alignment with the belief and the knowing and the trust that that experience that you desire can come to you with ease, without destruction, that you can just blend naturally into a more good feeling space in your reality. And you will experience whatever you are a match to. Trust that you can feel good in this process. Many on your planet have convinced you, because they are in pain, that this process must be uncomfortable or painful. We do not agree. Your process may be uncomfortable and painful, but it is only because you have decided to limit yourself in the experience of awakening. Awakening can feel good, candid, peaceful, easeful. And there is always a cracking open of some sort, which can create discomfort, but it does not have to be painful. There does not have to be suffering. Your body can feel enlivened and good through that process. Your journey can feel good, is ultimately the message we would like to leave you with. Your journey can feel good. Many of you have forgotten that this is available to you. We offer this remembrance. We are so very, very excited that we are going to have an intended space to connect with you each and every week here in this space, and that it can reverberate out into anyone who wants to engage with it, whether it is 5 minutes from now, a week from now, or years from now. This is accessible to all who desire it. We thank you for your time. We thank you for your energy exchange at this time that we may give to you as you give to us. We love you, and we hold this relationship as sacred, and we are always available to you at any time. Please feel free to comment your questions, and in the future we would like to respond to the questions that we feel are in alignment with being answered at this time. Some questions are meant to be answered by yourself in your own empowered state, but we are open to questions and would like to have that dialogue with you. So feel free. No question is wrong, too small, too big. We would like to communicate with you. So in the coming weeks, we will engage with those as well. Thank you so much for sharing this space with us. You are loved, you are protected, you are guided, and we look forward to connecting with you next week. Love, love. We are complete. Wow, that was almost exactly 20 minutes, like I asked for. So thankful for my relationship with my guides and the very often forgotten awareness that our spiritual journey and our relationship with our guides is a relationship that we can ask, like, and mold the relationship just like you would with a partner. A long time ago, I asked my guides to assist me with gentleness and love and respect for my physical journey. And my guides have always shown up, which is beautiful. Like, I can intend for a certain amount of time in channeling. My eyes are closed. I don't know the time. And they will make sure that message comes through exactly. I have a really beautiful story of the first time I channeled. I had been having communication with my guides for some time internally, and I always thought channeling was this thing that was like out there, like other people do that. And one day they were having a dialogue with me, and they just said, set up the camera and just speak what you're hearing. Just let it flow. And I kind of had this awareness of like, oh, is this going to be like, is this channeling? And I had this concern because my camera at the time would just randomly stop recording at about 10 to 12 minutes. It's very random. I don't know why it did that. It didn't used to. And I was concerned that if my eyes were closed and I wasn't paying attention and the camera was reversed, I couldn't see it, that I would miss something. And so I expressed that to my guides. I said, hey, can you bring me out of the channeling state so that I can check on the camera or stop it and restart it so that that doesn't happen. Now, when I tell you that I used to record all the time myself, and if I forgot to check in with the camera, it would turn off. And I'd miss what I was saying, and it was very frustrating. And so I asked my guides, I said, please make sure that that does not happen. And the first time I channeled, and this happened for a year or two, into my channel journey, because I had that camera, that at about the 8 to 10 minute mark, they would pull me out of the channeling state so that I could check the camera and restart it. They never missed, ever. And I just feel like that's a really important thing to remind the collective of, that if you act, spirit will respond. But you have to do it from a space of believing it's possible, that you're not this puppet, that they just don't care about you. Because I think so many times people have this belief that their guides are this powerful thing that's just like pushing them around on some level. Like I see these memes online, you know, oh, my spirit guide's like slapping me around or whatever. It only feels like that because they do have this like very clear intention, and if you allow that, they don't really realize that it's hurting you as much as it is potentially. And like a consensual relationship, it's important that you communicate that. As much as they can read your energy and it's all there, like they can read your mind. You are still an autonomous being. And you can say, this is what I want my experience to be. And they will respond with love. If you believe it's possible. Again, our reality is dictated by limiting beliefs. So, or our expanded ones. So I just want to remind you of that. If you are struggling with like an intense awakening, or you feel like your guides are just throwing you around, communicate with them. And you don't have to be in that like literal where it's a dialogue in your head. Like you can get to that place, but you don't have to be in that place to communicate with your guides. Just close your eyes, take a few deep breaths and say, hey, I appreciate you and we're doing this together and this is what I would like. Just speak it with like a boundary. This is what I would like. This is what in my personal journey, this is what would feel good. And just put it out there. Not an ask, but just a saying, hey, this is what I desire. And I would love to have a loving relationship with you. That feels good. To me, each relationship is different. Each incarnation is different. The body has different desires and needs. So just wanted to put that out there to you. All right, so we're coming to the end of our live stream. I want to pull a few cards as kind of a closing message. And again, this live stream will be posted to my YouTube channel, so it will be available for anyone who wants to see it after. And if this share blessed you and you feel like you might give a gift in exchange, my Venmo is down below. And that is always a blessing, but not a requirement. This is to be accessible to everyone. So why don't we take a few deep breaths and just close this with a bit of a closing message for whoever it is who is engaging here with this energy. I have really been blessed to see that there have been a few people on the live stream. Again, I can't see the comments. I'll be able to see them after. But I just really appreciate everyone who vibrationally was a match to seeing this as it was given live. And then, of course, anyone who saw it is also a blessing. All right, Spirit, what is the closing message you have for us? I feel like this is almost a little unnecessary just because we just had a beautiful channel message. But I like having different formats so that people can feel aligned to that. All right, so this came up to me as, oh, I can see comments. There's one right there. Oh, thank you. I can. There wasn't comments, so that was easy. Okay, this came up in the reverse, but it like kind of came out sideways, and so in some ways it was almost like, it's like both. Okay, so what I'm hearing for is that we do have this wheel, which is about a shifting of energy, that the wheel is turning, that everything is happening as it should, but it did also kind of come out upside down. So what I'm seeing from this is that there is some mistrust or uncertainty or maybe limited belief around that this is a possibility, that joyful, see, she's very joyful. Can you see that? the joyful shift can happen, that the divine timing is available to us. A lot of belief that suffering is the name of the game, and that we can't have a really beautiful. So I do feel this mixed energy. That's what I'll say. Mixed energy. So Spirit, what is it you want to tell us about? Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay, so we have 2 more reverse cards. So we have Strength in reverse, and we have the King of Cups in reverse. I saw Strength first. So what I'm hearing here is recognizing that people are feeling very kind of like emotionally drained, that they do not feel strength in their emotions, that they're feeling very tossed by emotions, not super grounded, and that they feel like their strength is just waning. It's like, oh, it's been going on forever. I'm tired. Spirit is recognizing that this is, it's almost like it's been so long. Like, how could it possibly be? How could it possibly be going in a good direction? Okay. All right. Then we have 2 of Pentacles in reverse. I love this because in this picture, there's this physical and then there's this spiritual, okay? What I'm hearing with this card in reverse is that there is an balance energy, okay? And this is different for different people. So it's important that you really become aware of what is for you. Some people are so resistant to the physical that they're too in the spiritual, and they are resisting the physical, and they're just like, I just want to leave planet Earth. I can't. And it's like they honor this too much, okay? And then there are some who are too in the physical. They're too caught up in the story. Both of these are being caught up in the story, by the way. Too caught in the physical, that they don't trust, that they feel that they're victims, that things are just absolute blah. And what Spirit is saying is there's an out of balance, and it is important that you come into balance, recognizing the physical, recognizing it as sacred, divine, an important incarnation experience, and that in a beautiful way, not this like, oh, you're suffering, you have to learn. Like, this is a chosen incarnation experience. And then also the spiritual, connect to your divine essence, recognizing that you're being guided, recognizing that you are a sacred part of this dance. This balance is very, very important. But people are struggling with that right now. So whichever one you feel that you're leaning too far into, lean the other way is what I'm hearing. If you do enjoy this tarot reading and you would like a personal reading, I do offer them in my Etsy shop, Soul Journey Magic, same as my channel. And I do offer reading channelings if anyone is interested. I know some people really do like the personal. All right, here we go. All right, so we have this death, rebirth, okay? We are coming to a time of rebirth. This is actually happening. And we say death as in the sense of like letting go what no longer serves, right? It's not about a dying, right? It's this allowing for the old to be released so the new come in. This, what I'm hearing from Spirit, is you have to let go of the old beliefs that aren't let come in though. Like, you can't believe everything is going to crap and create a new earth. Like, the new earth is being born of this mother experience. This is not something to be thrown out, but recognizing that this is the birth canal to the new. Okay? This is setting us up for the rebirth. Oftentimes it's the discomfort that makes us realize we need something new. So this experience isn't wrong. It's the catalyst for the new. Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's love on it. Loving it will be what creates the new. It's totally perfect. It is totally perfect. It's all perfect. None of it's wrong. Okay. All perfect. All right, Spirit, what's the last card? Oh, 2 cards here. Oh, wow. Literally the death card again. And then this Empress in reverse. We have to let go of the belief that we do not have the resources we need. Okay? On our planet, we are being given, the word gifted kept coming to me, which is interesting. So maybe just trusting that is all perfect. We are being given the story that we have limit and that we are somehow in lack, whether it's the food, whether it's space, whether it's whatever it is, that there's something has gone wrong, right? That somehow we do not have the resources for us all to thrive, okay? We have to let that go. That belief is no longer serving us. And I do mean that everyone can live in their fullest, most fulfilled life. Everyone. Now, that may look different to everyone, and we need to trust that it is good for everyone. We have to let go of the belief that we cannot all thrive in unity and together in love. And not that we have to like give up things so the community can have it. No, that we all thrive. We all can have what we want, and that our desires are all exactly what they need to be so that everyone can have what they want. Now, there are people who have desires that come up because they don't believe they can get these needs met. And sometimes that creates like this over like, I need all of this, I need to control all of this. That's not necessarily like an authentic desire. It's because they believe they have to control and manipulate to their needs met. But what Spirit is saying, you can all get your needs met so you all feel good. So you don't feel like you have to just like bulldoze over people, right? Or that other people feel like they have to bulldoze over you. Like if everyone became centered and connected truly with their alignment, everyone would feel fulfilled and taken care of and nurtured and expanded, and everyone would feel that, and no one would need to do that to each other. That's what a lot of what is going on our planet is. People not believing they can get their needs met and feel good, and so they feel like they have to control and manipulate and fight and fear each other. Spirit is saying, like, we need to let that go. And not everyone is on that page, but we individually can decide that. And as more people understand that and engage with their world like that, the earth will naturally shift because, well, not the earth is great. The human consciousness collective shift to that newer understanding, and there'll be a lot of healing just in that. It'll be a natural process of healing. All right, that is the message from Spirit. I hope that was helpful for you. I'm going to close out with a little bit of a blessing here. Oops, sorry, hitting my tripod here. A little bit of a sacred cleansing, closing here. And reminding you all, I will be doing this every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. roughly Eastern Standard Time. I just want to remind you that you are loved, that you are honored, that you are worthy and appreciated in this space. Nothing has gone wrong. This is exactly where you need to be. Your journey is beautiful. No matter what it's been, your journey is beautiful and an important part of consciousness experiencing itself. I send you so much love through time and space whenever you see this video. You are worthy of being seen. You are worthy of community. You are worthy of connection and thriving. And so it is. And so it is. It is done. So mote it be. If you enjoyed this live stream, you can subscribe to my channel. But if you would like more content and community around this energy, I do have a Telegram group that I have started called Cosmic Spirit Church, and it is linked below in the description. So you can pop over there. Telegram is an app. that you would have to download if you have it. And there is going to be like shares from me in that group. It's not really like a conversation group, but there'll be shares, updates on the church, blah, blah, blah. And then in that group, pinned at the top, will be a community group where you can like interact and talk and share and do the things. It is moderated with love, so like no spamming. It's a place to connect, and eventually could be the birthplace of physical locations for the Cosmic Spirit Church temple, which would be so yummy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, if this blessed you and you would like to give a gift, be guided to it. My Venmo is down below. I would deeply appreciate that, but it is definitely not a requirement. This is for everyone, accessible to everyone. And yeah. But being said, I would like to give as much time to this as possible. So having financial abundance to do that is somewhat necessary. So that is important. And that's why I'm putting that out there as something that is available so that I can focus on this journey, this dream, and that I can thrive within that. Because if I have to spend my time doing other things, I can't bring as much energy to this space as I would like. So yeah, that's why that's there. Thank you so much for joining. You are a blessing. I'm so excited to like do this. Yeah. All right. Much love, beautiful beings. This is beautiful. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. Much love. All right. I think I just exit out and I think it saves. Crossed. All right. Love you all.